Let's give this stockade fence a dark brown look. I'm going to paint these outer slats here a lighter brown compared to the slats that are going to be in the back, in between. They're going to be in the back, so they're going to be in the shadow. So they're going to be a darker brown. That's these slats right here. They're in the back. So I'm going to use a darker brown paint to paint them. Because this stockade fence you can't see through. So there's slats on the front and there's slats in the back. And those pieces that I'm painting now are the cross members that hold everything together. Now the reason why I want this fence to be a dark brown is because the red ivy that I'm going to be painting on it, this will make the ivy more brilliant. It'll be brighter looking. This fence is basically like a backdrop for the red ivy that I'm going to paint. There's what it really looks like. It's a dark brown. The other camera angles with the studio lights and everything make it look lighter color. Turning this upside down so I can get a nice straight edge. Because if I do it the other way, my arm's going to be in the way of the camera. So I figured it'd be easier doing it this way. And I'm going to use that pole to rest my arm on. Or try to rest my arm on it. So I'm going to try to draw a nice straight line here. See, painting like this is giving me that nice straight edge, that sharp edge. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Not worrying too much about details right now. I'm just trying to just get all my colors, my base colors on. So you can see the slats in the back, how they're a darker brown. Now those slats that go horizontal right there that I'm working on are going to be in between the light brown and that dark brown color. A mid brown. Now that's titanium white. I'm going to start adding some details and some highlights to the these slats here. It's going to blend everything together. Now, I'm not worrying about being neat or anything like that because these are fences. These are outdoors. These are going to be weathered fences, so you know they take a beating. So I'm going to paint them accordingly. Adding some shadows in there and some highlights, because those lats that are in the back are going to be a darker color, so adding some shadows there and some highlights. Adding some highlights right there. Gives it a 3D look. Now all this paint is still wet. It's wet on wet. Now I'm just adding highlights wherever they're needed. Now I got the window open on the right hand side, so I'm getting a reflection on the on my canvas here. Forgot to shut that window. Now I'm adding a highlight to these boards, like right here, so this gives me that 3D look. This is that edge of that board, so the light's going to be hitting that, making it nice and bright. Again, I'm not worrying about perfection because these are weathered boards and they're taking a beating, so they're going to be rough. And probably 75% of this fence you probably won't see anyway, because it's going to be underneath the ivy. All that bright red ivy. I'm going to put a knot in the fence right here, just add a little bit of detail. Just going in a little round circle here. Just adding my titanium white, and I'm going to add some black, and just keep going around and around in a circle until I get it the way I want it. That looks good. There we go. Looks like a little face. And that's it. We'll let that dry for 3 or 4 days now, and then we're ready to paint our red ivy. And then that should be it. I like to do is always test everything before I hit the canvas. I want to make sure I have the right brush, make sure the paint's the right thickness, right colors. Just do a little quick test before I hit that canvas, and it's looking pretty good. I like that. I got a problem here. That red's not brilliant. It's not bright. This background is really dark, so it's absorbing the brightness of the red. So I'm trying to think now. Do I add white to this now before I add the red as a base? You know, I can add all the white in first, let that dry, then add my red, and then it's going to pop. Because I want that red to be brilliant. I want it to pop. So I don't know what to do. What do you think? What should I do? Should I paint all my leaves white first? I don't know. I got to think. Let me know in the comments what you think. All these leaves that I'm painting on right now are attached to a vine that I haven't put in yet. So I have to remember where that vine is and where it's coming from, because these leaves are not just floating in midair. So remember that when you're putting these leaves on. They're all attached to a vine. Oh yeah, that red is popping now. That's brilliant red. That's nice and bright. Putting down the white first was worth the extra effort. Now this is just the base color. I'm just putting this in, and I'll put detail and everything in later. Now some of the leaves are going to be yellows and oranges too, so I'm going to have reds, yellows, and oranges like you do in fall. Then also some green leaves in there too. I'll put those in at the end as fillers, and I still have to put the vines in. That holds all the leaves together. So this is just the base color right now I'm putting in. I'll go in with a nice finer brush and outline everything and clean everything up so it's nice and clean. And put the detail in. But I'm not going to show you every leaf that I'm doing, because you do one leaf and all the others have done the same way. So I'm just going to speed through this real quick. You don't need to see me doing each leaf. Now I'll come back the next day. I'll come back tomorrow when this paint firms up just a bit, and then I'll start doing my I'll use my liner brush, put some detail in. All right, here I am using my little liner brush. Has a nice fine tip on it. Now I'll put some extra little leaves in, some red ones here and there, just to fill in some spaces, but they don't have to be bright red because I already have that in. So that's already taken care of. So right now I'm going to put some shadows in. Some leaves are hanging over other leaves, and there's a shadow between the two leaves, and so I have to try to separate all the leaves now so it's not just one big red mess. So one way to do that is put shadows in. I'm going to put some yellow highlights in using my lemon yellow. So you can see some of the shadows in some of the leaves now. Just outlining that yellow, getting rid of all that white, reshaping the leaves. Putting little highlights in there, some red highlights. Because these are leaves that were once red, they're turning yellow now, they're getting old, so they're changing colors. So they're losing that red. And some of the red leaves I'm putting in yellow highlights. There we go. We're getting there. I'll still be touching up a lot of the leaves, fixing them all up. Adding more highlights, more shadows. Nope, I'm wrong. Putting the vines in. Trying to attach all the leaves now. Now ivy has that long stringy vine that all the leaves hang off of. So that's what I'm putting in now. The vines just go every which way to hang on. They just grab onto things and hang on. So that's what this vine's doing. It's just hanging on the fence there. Those leaves are coming from behind the fence, growing through the grooves, coming out front. And I'm just using a yellow for the vines. See, when I was laying out all the leaves, that's what I was thinking about, was this vine that I had to put in. Because all these leaves have to stick to that vine. That's the vine I was talking about. Now, not every leaf is going to have a vine, because their vine might be behind another leaf or something like that. So just the ones that you can see, you put a vine on. Now I'm putting the green leaves in. Need to add some green in here. And it's a dark green, so I'm not worried. It doesn't have to be too brilliant. It doesn't have to be bright like the red is, because it's more or less like a background color. But it's a dark green, and I'm also adding some yellow highlights to it. Now you can see all the work that we did on that fence. 80% of it's all gone. You can't even see it. But you got to do it, because you don't know what you're going to be covering up. But I made sure that knot that I put in the fence there is right in the middle, and I'm not going to put a leaf over that. I wanted that. That's character. It's like a focal point. I'm just going to speed through this now so I don't bore you. You do one, they're all the same. And these green leaves also have a vine too. See, that one there goes right behind that fence. that's it. That's it. We're done. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you tuning in. If you'd like to discover more about this art piece, please visit Salty Air Artistry's website. Thanks once again for tuning in. And if you do like this video, please like and subscribe because it helps me create more painting content for you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.